Hi, I'm Stephen from Denovo. In this video, I'll be introducing the leads management feature in Caseload. This is an area where many law firms fall short. Unlike case management, where the process happens after a client has retained your firm, leads management happens pre-retention. We'll take a look at the slick process to track, follow up with, intake, and otherwise convert a prospect into a paying client. If you hope to grow your law firm, proper leads management is just as important as case management, so it's worth spending time focusing on it. Before we get into the demo, I'd ask you to take a look at this image and ask yourself the question on the left. Then, when I finish the demo, ask yourself if you feel that using leads management in Caseload could make a difference to your firm. If the answer is yes, then we're ready to chat. So let's get started looking at the agenda I'm going to cover in this video. So we're going to look at the overview of leads management, what that looks like in Caseload. We're going to show you how easy it is to create a new lead in Caseload. Capturing the right data is really important, and we'll show you why that is. Communication with the lead, of course, when the lead has come in. You want to make sure you're communicating with that client effectively, and you can do that from within the software as well. And finally, converting leads to new clients, that all important bit that makes everything worthwhile. So I've just moved into the demo of Caseload now, and you will see on screen looking at a graphical representation of how we are performing as a firm. So you can see what we've converted, what's to be followed up, what's lost, meeting agreed, new inquiry and referred out. So that whole spectrum across the board as to how we are performing week on week against the different metrics, and you can see it can be really interesting to see how those conversions drill down across your work types and the converted. And if we look at the same on the lost, we can see per work type what we're losing out on. So it'll be interesting to then analyse that further to see what you can do to either improve the work type, start offering a work type that you're getting lots of inquiries about. So something that from a management perspective can be really important. As far as creating new leads in Caseload is concerned, it's a really simple, easy process. You can see in here we've got a number of leads in the system and show you the status of each one and what is the current situation with them. So if they've been converted, you can see you can quickly access the client and matter from there. Otherwise, we can carry on and work on the leads we want to convert. You'll see up here we can look at a different viewpoint. So if you didn't want to see the converted and maybe the referred out and the lost, you can see we can filter those out. So to me now, this is just an action point. We're looking at the new inquiries that have came in, and we're looking at the ones that we've got a meeting with. So these are the ones that we're now looking to convert. So those are what my focus would be on, and you can see they're all colour coded, so we can see the status of each one from there as well. So if a new one comes in, we click on new lead and we're presented with the information screen. Now we can have the system set up so that website inquiries automatically are created as new leads and they would automatically go in to the system. In this case I'll just add one manually, so we can see we're looking to capture as much information as possible here. That drives the reports, that drives the ability to then interact with the lead on a day-to-day basis. So I'm just going to quickly file out some of this information here. So lead type, we'll choose a conveyancing one. We'll say the source was a referral. You can see when we look at these drop downs, you can customize each of these as well to see what sources you would want, what types you would want, even the status as well. So we'll say we've got a meeting agreed and we'll put an appointment time for a Zoom appointment in a couple of days' time. Stick that in there. And for the descriptions, in the description we're looking to capture the information about the client, what they're looking to achieve, who they are, and how do we contact them. So I just pop some details in here. I'll just get an address. You can see we can use the lookup finder to select and find the address. and that'll automatically fill that out. So I'll just put a further few bits of information in. And finally I'll just pop in an email address. So that's me got the minimum amount of information I would like to capture at this stage. That means we can communicate with the client effectively using email and telephone. So when I click Save the Lead, we're now going to assign this to someone within the firm. So I've chosen myself as the assigned owner. So it will pop up an email. You can see that email is pre-populated, so everything that we've captured at lead level is going to go in the email notification to the person we're assigning the lead to. So if I'd added anything to the notes box, that would have shown in here as well. So once we send that off, that's the person there's got the details of the lead, so they can contact them as soon as possible. And then we can interact with the lead from the fee earner's perspective. So we can use document production to send them pieces of information. So if we wanted to send them a guide or a letter, I'm going to show you one of those at Smart Event level. We can import from Outlook. So if we want to import any email communication we've had with the client previously, you can see it shows my latest inbox in here. So if I wanted to import that one there, for instance, I can just click import. So you can quickly start to gather and look at the communication you've had with the client at lead level. When we convert the client to a full client in Matter, any interaction communication you have with them at lead level does come across and it becomes part of the CRM Matter. So looking at events, you can see the ones that we've done so far, that email that I've just imported from earlier, and that new inquiry assignment email that we sent out. So if we were to select Smart Events, these are examples of types of emails and guides that we can send out to potential clients. So I'm going to choose the top one for the additional dwelling supplement, and you can see a good example there of a pre-populated email that's just ready to send to this person that's made the inquiry. I've got an attachment there which shows you the details of what we're going to be sending them. It's shown there, and it'll go straight to the client's email address along with information that we're sending. So when I just send that email off, we can then follow up with the inquiry. So if I look at the events here, you'll see the information being sent along with a follow up in 3 days time to a planned event to contact them, see if they're still interested in it, and that can be set to a custom number of days that you require it to be. But you can see you can easily then communicate with the client from there. From there, you're then looking to drive the inquiries. Your SEO and marketing is driven towards getting inquiries from certain areas. So it's really important to know as you get to analyse this and see the data that's on this screen here. There's report driven data there that will tell you where you're getting inquiries from, what is the key, is it new business, how many inquiries you get in a month, and a lot of firms don't have an idea as to what that is. We can see very quickly here from a date perspective how many we're getting in certain time frame periods, and that all drives back to that report we looked at earlier, which shows you the number of inquiries you're getting on a week-to-week basis and how many you're converting from there as well. So it's really important to understand that data. So as far as the process goes for managing a lead, that's pretty much what you would do from a day-to-day basis, and how you can achieve that from within the software. When you're then looking to convert a client, so that if the client's agreed to go ahead, we'll take this one as an example, you're basically then converting a lead, and that will take you through the process. You can see the benefit of the data already being filled out. Means it's a much easier process to capture that information. It's all there filled out, so we're now creating the CRM client. We can add the analysis values. We can then put the partner details, the source of business, and the type of client. You can see we've got validation on there to capture certain amounts of information. And we're now creating the matter. So for this divorce, we're going to look and select the work type for that, who the partner is going to be dealing with that, and the fee earner. And finally, the office. Selecting next and create. You'll see we've now got an associated matter. So clicking on the associated matter, we're now ready to get on and cracking. This is the CRM matter screen, and if we select events, you can see anything that we have brought across. So we just had the one event on that particular one from that divorce matter, and you can see that event's been brought across to the matter from the lead, and we can then get carrying on with the work. So from the lead management perspective, that's how you would manage inquiries from a day-to-day in caseload. How you achieve being able to look at your data like this, you've got 3 options really. First option, no plan. 26% of law firms have no plan and they don't track where the business is coming from. So the hard work from the website, reputation and referrals isn't being monitored. Or you do it manually, like we looked at in the article earlier, where you've got spreadsheets and post-it notes and various ways of collecting the data, and a lot of firms will say they know exactly what they're doing and where the business is coming from, but it's not being tracked. Or you use leads management, one system that manages inquiries, automates some of the responses through the pre-populated emails, and generates these reports that you can see on screen. If we look at why bother, then let's put some figures against, say, 100 inquiries from the work types that you're looking to gain business from. If we look at option 1 and say 5% become a client, then £500 a file can be £2,500 in fees. Or we do track, we look at the spreadsheets and we've got a vague idea and we get 10% success rate, then that doubles to £5,000 in fees. Or we look at option 3, the leads management option, what you can see in tracking inquiries, following up on the leads, making sure that every attempt's made to convert that lead, and say the improvement goes to 33%, then you're now at 16,500 of new business. So that's the types of figures and differences that those things can make in the leads management system. So I hope that those figures show that, give you a kind of understanding that converting your existing opportunities could really transform your business. Every firm would want option 3 in terms of the fees coming in. So let's see if we can help you achieve to do that. We believe that de novo leads management takes you into option 3. That's the end of the demo. If you would like to get in touch to discuss anything, contact details are on screen. So if you think it's time to automate, streamline and never lose another client, then please do get in touch.